Back when RuneScape was released in 2001, it was highly praised for its diverse skills and was one of the main attractions to the game. Throughout time, skilling evolved with many updates, unfortunately to now, where it is often said to be dead. But is it really? Players fully engaged with the ideas of skilling from the birth of RuneScape. In need of food, catch a fish, cook it on your freshly cut wood, and set out on an adventure. In need of an upgrade, mine the ore with your own two hands and forge it yourself. Leveling up and unlocking new content, progressing your account into legendary status by achieving max. Well before the idea of a max cape even existed, skilling was always seen as one of the best things to do in game. The progress, the money, even once upon a time the best place to socialise in game. In today's world of Gielinor, well, the old school one at least, it's often heard over and over that skilling is dead, or skilling isn't what it used to be. So what happened? There are a few theories as to why, and I think they all contribute to the overall idea. The first problem people seem to have is it's not worth it. It's not worth your time because all the resources you get from skilling are devalued so much. This is because they are all available in PvM, either certain monsters from Slayer or more so boss drops. The first big one everyone points the finger to is Zulrah. Now, it's no shock to anyone that the boss with a nickname Money Snake was extremely profitable. When Zulrah released, obviously it was a brand new boss. Players were excited, play the new update, kill the new boss. Even more so when players began to realise how profitable Zulrah actually was. Along with actually solid unique items to farm and collect like the Toxic Blowpipe, being one of the best range weapons in the game for a substantial amount of time, it also had substantially large noted resource drops, so much so that the snake got nerfed not only once but a few times. But unfortunately for skillers, this was only the beginning. If you look at RuneScape in the period of the release of Zulrah to now, you'll notice a lot of the newer content in game has been balanced around a steady supply of resources, be that food and pots or node resources like seeds and herbs, with the occasional big ticket item to really boost the overall drop table. Take Phantom Muspa for the most recent example. He has an absolutely broken drop table. Food, pots, resources, seeds, good alch drops, and rare drops as well. This is great if you're only into PvM, but that's not the only thing that decreases these item values. Here we come to the next big problem: bots. RuneScape has always had a very big problem with bots, to at one point where mod Matt K actually confirmed the estimation of bots is around 5 to 10% of the whole player base. While Jagex actively try to crack down on this, the problem never seems to die. So why are bots such a big problem? In my opinion, there are two reasons. The first one is obvious. Any basic bot can be easily programmed to do any of the gathering skills, with little to no requirement to actually just make a bot farm on any given resource. Take fishing minnows for example. Fishing is not the most profitable skill right now, but realistically, all a person has to do is make an account, bot it to the requirements for minnows, then profit. Now, of course a lot of bots get banned, but there is almost no risk for the botters. By the time they are banned, they have most likely doubled, or even more their investment. Jagex security also plays a part. From my own personal experience of having an account hacked when I was taking a break from the game, I got my account back and it had 99 Hunter, an insane amount of XP in the chin pet. The last time I played it, the account also had no chins on it. I don't know if Jagex removed them or if they managed to sell them or give them to Emil before the ban. The second reason is that it's not just random resource bots now. There are bots and bot farms that do almost everything in RuneScape now, from random basic resource bots to whole bot farms that can farm necks. This is a huge problem because one of the main reasons for the noted drops existing was as a bot deterrent. Also, it's speculated that it's for helping Ironmen, but I don't know if that's confirmed, so we'll say it's just speculated. So not only are resources prices tanking, but it's also not really deterring the bots, as a lot of bots just do the PvM content anyway, meaning even though resources were kneecapped by the addition to PvM content, as a bot deterrent, the bots just bot in PvM. While Jagex have tried to stop this with increasing requirements, and in turn increasing the amount of investment needed to start a bot farm, it doesn't appear to be helping too much, while really only handicapping the real players. The last thing I'd like to add to the 2 points, drop tables and botting, is actually just the way Jagex develops the game now. It is constantly changing the way we are rewarded. In today's day and age, Jagex have very publicly declared that effort and skill out-rewards everything else. This is why tick methods are still the best way to gain XP. More effort is more rewarding, even though it can be insanely boring. A lot of people will consistently ask, why is cutting use so bad compared to this boss or this one? This is one place where I have to disagree with the people saying this. I mean, if you're doing bosses, especially the later game ones, they 100% need to be more rewarding than just semi-AFK clicking on a tree. I know there are some people that won't want to hear that, but if you're rational about it, I think you can see that. This is where the new approach to skilling is, in my opinion, the best way to go. I say new, but some have been around for a while, like Wintertodd. Skilling today, with a lot of newer updates, is getting a much needed facelift. I know not all of these are loved, but they all definitely add something to their respective skills. Wintertodd, Temperos, Guardians of the Rift, Hallowed Sepulchre, and a few more have all been introduced to flesh out these skills, offering new ways to train and play. If we take Temperos for example, you can go tick fishing if you just want to get XP. Or you can go to Temperos, do an activity and get some actually decent rewards. It also gives you something to chase, like the pet. There's also the new forestry update coming soon, which looks like it's going to add some much needed social aspects as well as an item sink, hopefully bumping the price up of some of the resources that have sunk so low. So as well as adding new ways to train and making skilling more interactive, they also add some nice untradeable rewards, which is another huge benefit into making it more worth doing. Don't get me wrong, RuneScape as a whole should be played the way you want. It doesn't mean everything regardless of effort should give the same rewards. There needs to be late game skilling options along the lines of late game PvE that actually requires the same type of effort or at least concentration. So why is skilling dead? Hundreds of people every year always asking. Many people pointing the finger to a number of reasons. The truth is that there just needs to be more frequent updates to it. It needs to grow at the same rate as the rest of the game. And content that's developed, I think, needs to be released simultaneously. Some skills now feel so far behind the curve, and I think there is still time to revive it. If Jagex can produce meaningful, fun skilling content that's actually rewarding and engaging, and also actually gets voted into the game, then I think skilling can be great once again. But I also don't think it should be the best way to make money. It should be somewhat even, depending on the type of effort that it takes. And obviously something that's not just super bottable. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on skilling in the States, and thank you.